Today we'll be talking about a comparative market analysis of beach homes in Merida, Yucatan. I'm going to go over the location, more or less where we're going to be placing ourselves in the map. We're going to be in the east coast of Mexico, next to Miami. Similar weather, similar lifestyle, and also similar logistics when it comes to how close you want to get to the water. We're going to go over Merida, Yucatan, which is, as I mentioned, right here on the north side of Mexico, on the east coast. And in here, the main city is called Merida, but the rest of the cities on the north they have a different name. So each of them have a different name from Chuburná, Chelem, Progreso, Telchac. But we know this area like, GTA, for example, in Toronto or Chicagoland area. So we call it Merida, the whole area, but it's not Merida. They have their own little names over here. So when we say Merida beach homes, we don't say, there's no beach homes in Merida per se, but it's in the area on the north. But everybody knows this area as Merida land area. So if you're free to have your phones to scan, we have some QR codes to share. So you can find different information in different times during the presentation. So feel free to scan that. And I'm going to start with Real Estate Tours Worldwide that we have an activity. This is an effort we're doing personally as a company to help more people, more agents, more buyers, just check the location before they buy. Many times, like if you're curious, if you're not an agent, you might want to go to a location, you want to see real estate, but you don't want to engage a real estate agent because then you feel obligated to buy. These tours are to remove that, compromise that I don't want to call somebody because I don't want to truly buy right now. These are tours like our scouting trips for the location itself. So it's no pressure to buy. It's just more about getting to know the location, what's going on there, when is the next one. You can scan this QR code, it will take you straight to the website. It's realestatetoursworldwide, and you'll see that we have three coming up. One includes Merida, so that's what I wanted to mention in this call, that if you want to join, you will still have time and space for some more agents and or buyers. So we combine the tour, and then the reason we make them as a community is so more people can get to know each other in the space. So you can talk more about this at the end. The next upcoming dates for the tours are Riviera Maya, December 11th to 14th. Cozumel, that's the island in front of Playa del Carmen. That will be from December 15 and 16. And Merida Yucatán, which is the topic we're going to be covering today, we're going to cover that on December 17 to the 20th. So if you'd like to join any of these tours, scan the QR code and you'll see when the next one will be near you or the dates and the specific details. We have all the videos explaining each tour, the how to, what to bring, where to fly, all the things are in the website. We started this call mostly to help clients find affordable homes, not only in their areas where they live, but also abroad. The whole idea of living in a different country for most people is how can I find a home that I can, actually afford and live there, not happily ever after, but at least alleviate a little bit of what I live in North America. So we help clients unlock affordable and high quality living abroad by offering curated real estate options, clear guidance, and full transparency. The full transparency is a keyword for us because in these presentations, we do not only present one developer, we don't only steer clients into one direction, that we only have the listing. In this, our mission is to present the whole market analysis, and the client will decide where they want the property, how much they want to pay for it, but having the full information up front so they don't they can make the best decisions and they don't get confused or steer into any direction. First, we would love to get to know you. If you're in this call, introduce yourself, your name, where you're from. That's what I was asking at the beginning, where you guys are from. What's your current market if you're an agent and or where you live, but also any other countries that you want to learn more about. So we can have those guests. In this call, we have had people from many parts of the world presenting about their own markets. We had Dominican Republic, Dubai, Colombia, Mexico many times, of course, Spain, Portugal. So different agents present their markets so they can present to you what they have in their inventory, what's their market like, and if you want to work with them as a referral partner, that's the best way to get somebody that you trust, that you know what they're doing and you know what they're talking about. So when you send a client, you can send it with trust. The purpose of this call, specifically, we have this call every Thursday, 9:30 Central Time at 10:30 Eastern. It's networking mostly. So we get to know each other, who is interested in international real estate. Knowledge sharing for us is super important. It's a free call. Mostly our mission is to provide education that probably you might find online, but if you see it here from a professional that is from there, probably it's a bit more trusted for you and you can have that one-on-one with that person or with that agent. So the knowledge sharing is super important, and that's why we have this. We have been hosting this for a couple of years. To also build community, it's super important for us to have the community engaged and also in person, because we not only connect online every single Thursday, but also we connect in person about 4 times a year. So there are in-person events that you can attend and or tell your friends or tell your clients, so you don't you don't stay behind. And if you're curious to learn more, you can always join a tour or have somebody that join a tour for the international piece. Let me put my phone in silent. And this is for anybody who's in the real estate space. Whether you are from the company that we are with, EXP or not, you're welcome. And it's for new agents as well, because sometimes they want to learn new things and explore new markets besides their local market. I'll share a little bit about me, since usually I do the introduction for the guest speaker to introduce here myself, because I will be doing the whole presentation. But yeah, I'll share. You can scan this QR code. We'll take you to my Instagram. In our Instagram, we always share information about new listings, stats, fun facts about international living. I myself live in Mexico 6 months a year, and literally I can't wait to get over there right now. It's November here in Chicago, and you can feel it. So I'm Peruvian originally. I grew up in Madrid. So I've been a bit moving around when I was little. I've been 20 years in Chicago. I know the market of Chicago very well. I'm an investor myself in the Airbnb and rental space in residential, and I've been investing since 2008. So it's been a journey investing in Chicago, but because of that knowledge and best practices, when I went to Mexico 4 years ago, I fell in love with the location during the pandemic. Many people did as well, but I also realized that Mexico can be messy when it comes to transactions, when it comes to how business operates there. And I speak Spanish fluently, so to me it was a shock to understand how things play out, and you had to read in between the lines. So it's a lot of complexity to different countries, but Mexico has its own thing. So it's a Latin country, so we can understand, how things operate, what is not said, but it's been a nice and fun journey. I dedicated a lot of my time to research, to understand different markets and comparables, because to us, the most important thing is having our client understand the full picture, down to the price per square meter or down to the price per square foot, because that market research allows them to make better decisions. 200,000 doesn't tell you anything unless you know the size and the location, right? For real estate, super important so everybody understands, what is $400 per square foot gets you versus $29 per square foot gets you. And there is that range in Mexico that people are like, how is this so different? And it's because we don't have regulation, that I'll talk more about that in a bit. I've been myself in 37 countries and I love traveling. For the same reason, we don't market research in other countries. Having now the next destination, we're going to be stopping by South Africa next year. Probably I'll spend there a month and we'll report more on that market as well, for those who want to join the future calls on Thursdays. My background is in technology and data analysis, so I approach life from that lens, especially for real estate. And you'll see a lot of the content that we create is related to what are the numbers, what the data says. And with AI now these days, we can now put reports faster together. But yeah, before it used to take us literally 8 to 10 days to put a CMA together. Now we're talking about maybe a day, and because we had to pull from different sources. Mm, So yeah, more information in my Insta, and I'm a podcast host. If you are an international agent, we would love to interview you, and especially if you have something unique about you. Usually we interview people that are either speak more than two languages or cover more than two markets, so we can have that international perspective of how is it here versus there. So that's our favorite topic to cover. If you want to learn more about our school community, you can join the school community. And we have an International Real Estate Academy, which are 10 modules on the how to become an international agent quickly. It's 4.5 hours, the whole class, and it takes you through step by step on similar to CIPS. I don't know if you guys have follow, NAR in the US. Uh, we have a similar approach curriculum, and I think it's 1/4 of the price of NAR, so you can always check it out. And that will be available in school. School is our community where we post all the events, all the notifications, all the calendar invites, so you can just click and save it to your calendar. This is our school community if you may want to join. We have the recordings there as well, more organized, so you can watch them from there, or you can watch them from YouTube. They're available there as well. But our community of school is international real estate agents, meaning that if you are in the international space and you're investor, you may want to join to stay connected on what's next on the agenda for our troops. This is a WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group is about just getting the notifications. We try to keep, although it's hard, spam away from it. So it's basically get notified of what's happening this week, and then you can join or just watch the recording. But this is how we communicate besides school, because not everybody likes school because they don't get the notifications. But everybody uses WhatsApp. So here's in case you would like to join. Want to get started with the international real estate piece of it and the why, because I think it's super important for me to explain the why we do this. And this is an example of units for sale in the Florida region. Although we love Florida, we love Miami, we understand that the prices are going up, and people who migrate south for the winter, the snowbirds, love Florida. But then Florida comes to with a price point that might be a little bit unaffordable for some. So our goal is to make sure that most people can live the life they want, where they want it, but not to the prices that are so high. Rentals are fine, we can figure out a rental for a few months and that's okay. But if you want to own property there, I want to share a few numbers of Mexico versus Miami. And Mexico, I mean, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Merida. So you can understand the difference in cost and why maybe you want to pay attention to the listings, because these are much more affordable properties. We're talking about if you want a condo near the water, I'm going to be sharing properties near the water in Merida as well. So the proximity to the water will be the similar factor. You'll see that the prices are, let's say, I think the smallest one might be in the 800,000 over here. This if you scan this QR code, I think it takes you to the listing or the view. And with that, if you want a decent home, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, we're talking about 865,000 US dollars. This is varying, it will go up and down, of course. And it's about 973 square feet. So remember those numbers because we'll be comparing that to this data. In Miami, yes, if you want to get a condo of, about 1,000 square feet, 2 bath, we're talking about 800 plus thousand US. These are comparable points on the proximity to the water, similar layout, similar style, and close to the water. Here we're estimating the monthly payments on that condo for Miami at about 7,000 per month. So I want to make sure that you guys remember this number as well, because the fixed cost in Mexico is something I'm going to share with you too, and how much time, money they will save, because this number to me is way too high unless you have a lot of money. But most people that are trying to retire, they're trying to just get a vacation home, especially the baby boomers, are in a fixed income. So on the right corner, on the bottom, you'll see that a couple that is retiring, or a one person that worked the whole life, and that now the retirement income is the average in the US, $4,000 a month. So with $4,000 a month fixed income, which used to be a lot of money before, but now it's kind of like you can barely survive with that these days. Imagine trying to pay 7,000 worth of housing expenses. So this is super important for us, and our mission is to bring more people to understand the difference in numbers, because we're numbers people. So clients can be like, oh, I didn't consider Mexico, but maybe I do now because look at the fixed cost. Only in my monthly expenses, it will go down at least 1/3 of this price. and the proximity to the water will be very similar to where I'm showing you in the condo right now in Miami. So keep that in mind. Our goal is to make sure more people know about this, and if they're in a fixed income, they can really afford their lives, because now Canada and US have become so expensive that in no money will kind of like, you have to like make above 10,000 probably to have a decent retirement. This is just the comparison side by side between the condo I mentioned to you guys about. I mean, this was 795, but what we saw in the listing was 865, I think. So we're talking about 800,000. The same condo, two bedroom, about 1,000 square feet, comparable to something in Playa del Carmen, which currently could cost you 200,000. If you bought 4 years ago, we were in the 160,000 US. And now, of course, it's going up year over year due to inflation and due to the valuation of the area. So prices are going up slowly. It's not going exponentially, but they're going slowly. Just think about your fixed cost on the tax bill. We call it in Mexico impuesto predial. Our in US is property taxes. They keep going out every single year, the property taxes, and this is how the government squeeze you out of your property, because they keep raising. They have raised of my two properties in Chicago, like one of them went almost double in my property taxes per year, and the other one just went another 25%. So this is the bill you cannot avoid to pay to the government, right? Probably in Canada, the same. And in the same property, two bedroom, 1,000 square feet average, we're thinking about what, not only the listing price is different, we're talking about 200,000 versus 800,000 price. And the fixed cost for property taxes, we're talking about $500, let's say, in Mexico per year versus 8,700 in Miami per year. This difference itself is something that we want to make sure more people are aware, because property taxes can eat you alive. If you don't pay your property taxes, the property will be taken away from you eventually. So imagine saving to the $8,000 and 300. So $8,300 saving that every single year. What can you do with $8,000 more in your pocket? Well, a lot. I think you can take a trip, you can maybe travel more, explore the world, or just, allocate that for the rest of the year. But just the tax bill itself on how much you save in Mexico literally is what brought me to Mexico and start selling there, because the lifestyle is not only amazing over there, but also the costs. Property taxes are the one thing that you cannot avoid not to pay. But yeah, compare $500 a year versus $8,000 a year only in property taxes. So that's something I always mention. And we're talking about the same type of condo, two bed, same size, close to location to the water. That's the comparable we're going to start with. And with that, I'm going to share the comparable numbers in Merida, Yucatan. And just so you get an idea, these are some of the risks, and the list is long, that you can encounter once you step out of your country. So if you are in the US, Canada, you're used to working, with compliance, you're used to working with professionals. In Mexico, sometimes it's the wild, wild west of real estate. We don't have an MLS, so technology, right now, we don't have that integration of data. We have fragmented databases, meaning that we have to go to different places for different things. It's not like you pull a button and you get a CMA automatically. We have to put the CMA manually, to make sure that we can share this information with you, and it's compress everything into one place. So there's a lot of overpromising, under delivering. Some developers that are not trusted. There has been a lot of projects in Tulum that have been abandoned. Projects that clients put their money in, but they don't see the results at the end, or they doesn't look like what they promised, or they remove amenities. We've seen it all at this point in Mexico, and we want to warn or manage expectations from clients that this might be something. It's a risk factor. So if they go down there without knowing about the market or without knowing who to trust, they might be exposed to losing their money. So our mission is to make sure that at least they have the information. They don't have to work with us necessarily, but at least they know what to expect, they know what questions to ask, and they know who to work with, because it's going to be very painful if be losing $20,000 just because you work with the wrong person. Again, there's more that we can talk about the risks, but let's go and focus on the fun stuff. For me, are the comparables on the beach homes, because that's what I like to live. We're going to be talking about the north side of Merida, as I shared with you earlier, from Sisal, which is a growing market. And this market is more mature. Over here is called Chuburná, Chelem, Progreso. So when I tell you more or less where we are in the map, you can find yourself. And then we have Telchac over here. My whole idea is for you to find yourself and where things are. Let's go at properties under 200,000. And the 200,000, we have less inventory than we used to have before. The prices have been going up, but we still have some properties that are still really good. And you're going to find them in this area right here. We have several developments. I want to compare side by side 3 different properties. This house over here was selling for 165. It has now with the exchange rate, you have to make sure that we always check these numbers with exchange rate. So we freeze the exchange rate whenever we create a report, but the peso goes up and the peso to the dollar goes up and down. So this might vary a little bit. This house over here, we were selling it for 165,000. 3 bed, 2.5 bath near the water. The location was really close. And I want you to compare these 3 mostly on the cost per square foot over here, the bottom line. Because I can throw a price to you, but if I don't give you the size, probably you will be like, that's nice. Compared to what, right? The cost per square foot here is $108 for this whole house. This is a beach home, literally walking distance to the water. And this one is 132. It's a townhouse. And these were selling out very quickly as well because it's a small association. You don't have to pay too much for maintenance and things like that. It's simple living. And the one over here was kind of the most pricey one, but it's worth $162 per square foot. For a beach home, this is not something you'll find in Florida for sure. And let's break it down to how it looks like in the inside. This house is finished, ready to go, and ready to title, meaning that this is not a project that is in the future. At the beginning, was in the there was a project that was a pre-construction, but now it's fully finished. We sold out like the first phase, and we're hoping the developer also, that's another set because the second one went very quickly as well. The full kitchen, as you see it here, the real pictures, we took these pictures there on the, on site, they were finished. And the finishes, the rest are materials that keep your house cool. Cool for the weather because it gets really hot in Merida, but also is fresh, easy to clean, and easy for the maintenance. This is how it looks like on the, they do a very nice job on the design, and it's very easy to live there. These are some of the amenities. And again, price 185 is now because the other one was the first phase. The size is pretty large. It's 1,400 square feet. So we're talking about a whole house. It's not huge like a mansion, but it's a decent size. And we're talking about 108. This will change because the price went up, maybe 112 per square foot, I'm sorry. And the lot size is 1,755. 3 bed, 2 bath for 185. I think this is the only place you'll find that price. Unless you go to Thailand and maybe you find something over there, but that's a little bit far away. This is how it looks like for this project. This is 3 blocks from the beach. Literally, we walked it, we saw it, we visited. This is real as well. We used to start selling them as renders, and now we have this finished product. I think we only have 1 unit left for sale from the developer, and we might have others as a resale. When it's a resale price, consider this about 20% more from pre-construction prices. So we do offer now the resale, but now they're at a higher price, of course. Pre-construction, you always get that deal that is not there yet. For the size, we're talking about also about 1,400 square feet, and it puts us at $132 per square foot. 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and 1 parking spot over here that you see it here, and it's literally walking distance from the water. It has a small pool in the back, as you can see here, and spacious bedrooms and living area. These are townhomes for those who like townhomes. For those who don't, we have also stand-alone houses. This one is also a townhome. This is finished, fully finished. We're just working on the last piece on the top, on the roof. And this was a beautiful home. As you can see, it's high, high ceilings. That doesn't have any amenities because it's a small association, but you do have your rooftop and you have your pool upstairs. This is how the indoors look like. It's pretty spacious, and the pool is right here. Actually, the pool is on the bottom, and you can get that for $196,000. Well, 197,000, let's say. We're talking about 1,500 square feet, which is a little bit bigger. Cost per square foot is right here. And let's go up on how much, what's the next step? What's the next level of housing in Merida? We're talking about the same area right here. And the reason I'm showing you is, the west coast of Progreso is because Progreso is more developed. So in Progreso, you'll see the prices being about 20 or 30% more than this area right here. This area is developing more, but Progreso is already developed. So when it's already developed, it's ready to go. Of course, the prices are going to go up. So the reason I'm sharing with you this is because they are up and coming. And if you buy low right now, the appreciation, you get much more appreciation than in a market that is more mature. And the same happens with this from Merida comparing to Riviera Maya, because Riviera Maya is a mature market and the prices are about 40% more than what you're going to be seeing here. And Merida area, Chelen, Chuburna are still growing. They're in the baby steps of getting there. They're already known worldwide, but the prices are still really decent because they haven't been like invaded, by the North Americans yet, or they haven't been fully discovered, let's say. This is another 3 projects I want to share with you. The last one being one of my favorites because it's wheelchair accessible. It's only one flat, one floor that has 3 beds and 2 bathrooms, 1,300 square feet, but it's very easy accessible, and the community is oriented to people who want to retire. They don't want a person next to them, running a party. They just want to chill and relax and just have a peaceful life that is near the water. Uh, you'll see the other 2 here, 3 bed, 2 bath for almost 214,000 square US dollars. And the cost per square foot is 140. Here's 162, 191. And then they will vary by bedroom, bathroom. But let's break it down. Just check out the bottom line, which is the most important one. And then we'll go one by one so you can see the pictures on how it looks like in the inside. This is one of the cuter ones that I saw in Merida because of the design. These are 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. This is how it looks like in the inside. We visited this one. This is finished. I think we have one resale now. Townhomes that are beautiful. High ceilings. Only 6 neighbors. I think there's only six or 8 townhomes here. 1, 2, 3, 6. So it's a small community, and you can have also a small association, and that is also usually self-managed by the neighbors. But the finishes are really cute. They're really nice. The bedrooms are upstairs, and the living space is downstairs, and you have a small patio in the back. It's a nice community. We can check more. If you want more information about that, we'll be happy to share. We're talking about 214,000 US dollars for 1,500 square feet of townhome, which bring us to 140 per square foot. All these are really close to the beach. You can walk. Literally, it can be more than 4 blocks. This one here is also 2 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom townhome. As you can see them here, nice designs. It does not come with the furniture, but it just gives you an idea with the renders on how it will look like. And the good thing, we've been seeing this evolving over time. So we saw them in renders, and now we see them in real life. And now they're very similar to what they were estimating. So 245,000 will get you about the same size, 1,500 square feet. You do have 1 parking spot and all this area in the rooftop. So 2 blocks from the beach, you have your own rooftop, barbecue area, laundry area. It's all like ready to install. So you can bring all your appliances. Usually these homes do not come with appliances. You do bring your own, but the kitchen is ready and the cabinets as well. $162,000, $162 per square foot. And this, as I mentioned, are one of my favorites. Also, this one is scheduled to be delivered in December 2026. I have to check if we're still on target. And the developers do have a 6-month grace period to finish, and if they're delayed. So we just will tell you when the dates are for this. So if you have any questions for the dates, when it's delivered, or if it's ready to, is it ready to move, we can tell you about each of them. Each of them are in different states on when they're going to be built and or if they're ready to go. Here you can get a 3-bed, 2-bath. The lot is big, we're at 2,100 square feet, 2 parking spots where you can see them over here somewhere. You cannot see here, but you can see it in the renders. We're talking about 250, 1 floor, 1,300 square feet. So if you have parents, if you have elder family members, they might love this area because this is really friendly for people above 55. It's not, you don't have to be 55 to live here, but if you have a family and you want a peaceful neighborhood, this is a very good place to check, to call home. We can walk to the beach as well. This will be about 3-4 blocks from the water. We saw the land already. They already have streets, and now they're gonna be building this. If they already are not, going at it. But we do send you progress notes so you know what's happening when by each development. And also, the amenities, they do have a clubhouse. I don't know if you can see it here. And the clubhouse has some amenities. They have a yoga area, and then where people can gather. They also have a common pool, which is bigger, in case this is too small. And if you have kids, maybe they can play there. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. We're talking about 1,300 square feet, which brings us to $191 per square foot. Literally walking distance from the water, and all the setup for the laundry. And I forgot, this one does have a security gate. It's a gated community. The others before were townhomes stand alone. So you just have a key to the gate and then to the building, which means that HOAs are very little because you don't have to have somebody on staff. These ones are I think I have to check how many units we have here, maybe in the 50 houses only. But you can have the security if you are looking for a gated community. So they do offer they call it the Oasis Garden, a gym. It's walking distance to the water. They do have a mini clubhouse. This will be a gated community, and the name of this is Puerto Dorado in Chelem. Let's keep going up on the prices so you can find a more mature market, as I mentioned, in Progreso and to the right. So you can still find good deals over here. And here we're talking about a more mature market, meaning more expensive. But that means that also you have maybe a grocery store closer to you. You can walk to a beach club, you can, so it's kind of like you're closer to the city. The other ones are you're closer to the beach, but they have their own ecosystem for the gated community. Puerto Flamingo here, I think we have resales. We're talking about 3-bed, 2-bath for about 310,000 USD. Casa del Mar, we're already in the 343,000. And Costera condos, which were very popular, still are on the design because they're different. You can see all the houses here square. Costera condos was about the design and how they made everything round, which to me is harder to build and harder to design, especially for the architect. I mean, it's not harder to design, but it's definitely harder to build because anything round, it takes more time to shape when it comes to construction. So for Puerto Flamingo here, you see a 3-bed, 2.5-bath for 300,000. I don't think you have homes for 300,000 anymore in Canada. So it's kind of like a good deal. It's literally 1/3 of the price that you're finding in Canada for a condo that might be a 1-bedroom in Toronto. So this is 1/3 of the price. You get a whole house. These are independent. They're not townhomes. They're not attached to another one. Then you have 2 floors as well. 2 floors and the amenities as well. It's a gated community we're talking about. Also, you get a pool, a gym, and a party room that you can use, and this will be in the center area of the community. You do have a gated community, meaning you have somebody there 24/7, checking who comes in, who comes out, and also for for your own peace of mind and safety if you feel like. Although this area is very safe, some people like the extra safety. Again, they have a pet park, barbecue, and a laundry area that will be in your unit. So these are the common amenities over here, but the laundry area is in units. So again, to summarize, 310,000 for 1,572 square feet brings us to $198 per square foot. And we like to mention the price per square foot because that's how you can compare side by side. What's the difference between these two. This is a townhome. As you can see, the one before is a little higher because it has a gated community. But if you have a standalone home, that's a little cheaper because there's no amenities. You create your own amenities. Casa del Mar in Progreso. We're talking about now the center of the beach. Progreso is known for the port of Progreso. That's where all the ferries and the cruise lines stop by, including the Disney cruise. They stop in Progreso and people come to the city. So that's why Progreso is always busy because we have people coming, tourists arriving every single day on the Progreso port, which means that if people like it, if you want to stay longer, the rental income here will be a bit higher than on the east and the west coast of Progreso. We're talking about 3 bedroom, 3.5 bathrooms. It's a whole house. It's not attached. I can check. I think the house is attached in one side, but not in the other. We'll double check if it's a townhome or if it's a full home. But you do get 2,293 square feet of space, living space, and you can feel the space right away. It's more open, and you do have the rooftop in your own unit, and you have your parking spot as well. Two of them, and actually three, apparently here. And we are talking about luxury finishes, marble floors, and one block from the beach. So this is really key if you want to learn more about this one. For 343,000, you can get to this, home. The price will come down to $149 per square foot. Now let's talk about Costera condos, and this is in Chicxulub. Chicxulub is to the right side of Progreso, to the east of Progreso. And the reason that we like presenting this is that it has all the amenities. It's like a resort living, but you have your own villa or your own condo. We have condos and villas in this section. I don't know if you can see this over here. It's a mini city. So all these circles are different towers. Some of them are closer to the beach. Some of them are behind this tower. And the parking lot over here has solar panels, meaning there's so much sun every single day in Merida, like literally. Not like here in Chicago, it's always gray in winter. In Merida, you have sun every single day. So the solar panels are key to saving energy. So this is a eco-friendly development, and you can select a unit if you just want a condo, low maintenance, or if you want a whole villa, and then we're going to present both. This one here has 3 bedroom and 3 bathrooms, giving you 1,900 square feet on the living space. It's one block from the beach. It comes with the AC, and the kitchen cabinets everything is included. In some places they don't include the AC, so this is a good perk. But you can always buy your own appliances, and the price will go accordingly. They do have pool, rooftop, and service bar, so they do have somebody helping at the bar. They have the gym. They are aiming for summer 2026 to deliver. You can call us if you want to tour this. We already have some areas that are already built, so you can see how it's looking like on the amenity side. They usually finish the amenities first, and then they finish the living spaces, the condos later. But yeah, you get to parking spots and look how it looks like. It's so cute. Like your whole living space is all round, so they adjust everything based on that. 350,000, and this is a condo right here. And we're going to be talking about the villas in a little bit. That brings you to $182 per square foot in a 1900 square feet space. It's beautiful. This is one of the top buildings that we offer. Let's go above another 100,000 to see what you get for what and how does it look like. So we're here now still in the Progreso area, but we're in the East Coast. So keep in mind that this is a more mature area. That's what the prices are a bit higher than the one over here. But again, everybody has different tastes. Everybody wants different type of finishes, different type of lifestyle. In Progreso, you can walk everywhere, so you don't even need a car. In Chelema and Chuburná, you might have to drive a little. But the good thing of this area in Yucatan is that you don't need a car because they have Uber. This is very unique to Riviera Maya. Merida has, public transportation. Not only is a good city, well connected with public transportation, newer buses, the Tren Maya, the Maya train. So it has all the connectivity. But Riviera Maya, they are very protective of their taxi drivers, meaning we don't have Uber in Riviera Maya. You cannot find an Uber. Like, it's forbidden because the taxis don't want to allow it. But in Merida, there's Uber transportation, meaning from the airport to here, you can just get here and just don't leave for the whole vacation or the whole 10 days or the whole 3 months. So this is a good fun fact about Merida, Yucatan, in general, that you can use Uber to, find yourself over there. You don't need to rent a car if you don't want to. Here, this building is finished. I think we only have one unit left, which was over here. Does not have water view. This is right in front of the beach, literally one block, but there's nothing in front of it. So we're talking about, depending on the size and the price, the price depends on the size, that we have a 3-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom, from 800 square feet to 1,300 square feet, depending on the unit that you select. We're talking about from 296,000 to 400,000 in the higher floor, of course. But even then, you're talking about literally a beach home in front of the water. A condo that has a 3-bed and 2-bath is pretty large. It's a very long unit. We have some pictures and videos on this. The front of the balcony, of course, faces the water and it goes all the way to the back, and then you have the rooms in between. We're talking about $322 per square foot, all the way to $345. But again, it goes with the location, it goes with the lifestyle, it goes with the finishes, and it goes with the amenities. The pool is right underneath. They have it's like a mini resort. So it's like a hotel in front of the water. The rental income here will be much higher than probably something behind this row, because you're waterfront and water facing. They have a rooftop on top. We'll go over that in a bit. And then we have the villas of Costera, which you saw the development. This one is the standalone houses, as you can see here. It's not a condo, it's a villa. 424,000 starting price, which brings you to $210 per square foot. But again, there are different locations. This is a little bit more behind the villas, and this condo is right in front. That's why the difference in prices here. You can see the difference in the price per square foot. Okay, let's talk about Salina condos. And these are condos and penthouses. Penthouses, I think they're sold out. We don't have any more. But the condos we do have on the mostly on the bottom left, that we have. This sold out pretty quickly too, mostly because the amenities, how it looks like, is luxury lifestyle. This will be the luxury of the Merida area in the north. This is the pool. This is already finished, all the amenities. This is the pool upstairs in the rooftop. We have one, and you can see the sunset, sunrise, because the sun goes like from they're facing north, and so then you can see the sunrise and sunset in a way. They have a pool downstairs also, if you have more guests, for kids. The top one is more for adults, the one on the bottom more for kids, but you can come to either. This was how it looked like under construction over here. So the whole tower is finished, and they do have parking available. You do have your own assigned spot, one. And we're talking about, depending on the size, up to 1,300 square feet in size for the space. That would be 415,000 which brings you to $345 per square foot on the price. But yeah, you get a whole 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 3.5 bathrooms. Uh, the luxury finishes, 24-hour security. It's not a gated community, it's just a building that is, private, and it has a gate over here. Then you do have an elevator for those who might have older parents or wheelchairs. So that is something that not every building has. We don't take it for granted having an elevator in Mexico. It's a perk. It's a nice perk to have. And if you're looking for if you're in the penthouse, you for sure need an elevator if you're carrying groceries or things like that. But yeah, it has a terrace on top, and then they have the pool at the bottom. Laundry area also in unit. And this one has a service room, I think. Yeah. Service room, they have it usually in the back near the laundry, but it's in case many people that want to bring the help that they have in the house, a nanny or a maid, they do have an area for them to stay as well, because people come here and stay for the whole summer, people in Merida. And if it's a family, if you have kids, probably that would be an extra room they can leverage. Let's go over the villas that we talk about. In Chicxulub, this is the costera, similar to the condos, but now we're talking about the villas, the full house. 425,000 starting price, depending on the size, of course. This one is 2,000 square feet, so that's really big, meaning compared to the condo. Oops. That brings us $210 per square foot. And this has the same amenities as the other one, meaning you have the clubhouse, you have all the luxury living, the gated community. This has 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathrooms in 2,000 square feet, 3 parking spots, and depending on how the layout of the one that you select looks like, you'll see that they have very nice finishes. It's very more on the luxury side of things. This is how it looks like. It's 3 floors for the rooms, and this is the share space, having the rooftop kind of on top of the share space, being that pool and anything that you want to set up over there. It's very cute, different design for sure, but yeah, you're right next to the water. Literally, you can walk to the beach. This is 1 block away. What can you get for 600,000 plus? We do have some inventory at 600 plus. If for those who want to have more of a resort living, and we're talking about Sisal. Sisal is growing quite fast, but it's still like in the beginning stage because of um, the infrastructure still getting there. But Sisal is already a hotspot because people know about it. We have the flamingos coming in here. In all this area, we have flamingos. We have the lagoon area over here, and we have the beach area on the other side. So if you're in this strip right here, your rooftop you'll see either the beach or you'll see the lagoon. So you always have a water view. It's very skinny. I will call this is like a Key West. It's very, it's about 10 blocks, 10 to 12 blocks wide, maybe more. But the good thing of that is that you don't get your neighbor to block your view. So I want to talk about 3 different properties, one in Progreso, one in Sisal, one in Telchac. So you get an idea on how it looks like. The Telchac beach and Sisal is one of the most beautiful ones I've seen in the north side. Progreso is a bit more commercialized, but it's nice. It's close to everything. Here you see these condos over here. They're in Sisal at 662,000. And the reason for that is the location and the size. We're talking about 3,000 square feet property. It's a 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom. So we're talking about maybe double the size on some of the ones that we've seen. Maybe double the size, double the price, right? So we're talking about 3,000 square feet. That's what the price is in the 600 and plus. Yucatán Marina, we're gonna be doing this as part of the tour in December. If you wanna come, we'll be seeing these are a lot of this is already finished. It's in the marina, so think about living in Miami Beach, but literally, on those large buildings. You can have your own boat as well. Of course, there are dock fees and everything, but we're talking about 610,000 for a 2 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bathrooms, depending on the size. We're gonna get you the price, and the sizes will vary from between 1,500 square feet to 2,800 square feet on the condos that we'll be sharing with you here. So the prices on the square feet will vary. Usually, the bigger your unit, the less the price, meaning the price per square foot will shrink as because it's more space, but it's not necessarily more money. This Market Santo, this one is in the other side, Tel Chac, and you'll see 2 to 4 bedroom units. Also, bathrooms will vary from 2 to 5, and the price will also range from 400,000 to 687,000, which brings the cost per square foot kind of to a luxury price, $324 to $424. This is the one that we found the most expensive on the square feet price. This one is really reasonable over here, 200, literally almost half. So yeah, keep that in mind for the next. And I think this is the last set that I have for Merida. These condos over here have 4 bedroom, 5 bathrooms. So it's like almost like a house in a building. 3,000 square feet. You cannot go wrong with that. But yeah, it comes with a lot of space. Hence, the price goes to 622,000. It has very nice finishes, luxury lifestyle, the rooftop, the pool. So it looks beautiful. The location, Sisal, which is on the west coast of Progreso. But this is an up and coming. These prices are probably going to go up because beach homes anywhere you see them. I mean, there's a good investment because literally, eventually we run out of the beach, and then all the units are gone. Inland is a bit easier because we have a lot of inland projects. We can talk about that another day. But the beach homes, that's the reason that we talk about them, because they're more scarce. But they're also if you flip them, if you buy them now and flip them later, you for sure recover your money and make some. But in the inland, we still is a lot of development happening, so you're not promised a good resale price. The beach always resells nicely. But yeah, 3,000 square feet, and the price per square foot on this one, Sandre Condos, is 206. The last two to finish up, Yucatán Resort Marina. Literally, you're living in a resort, kind of. The finishes are like literally you're in a resort in Riviera Maya, Cancun. The views are amazing. You're literally on the water. They have different phases that they've been finishing. If you come in December, you'll be able to see it. And they are very nice rentals because people want to be in a resort-like unit. As you can see, the lights, even, how they design everything is just luxury for Merida. We're talking about 2 to 4 bedrooms. Let's go to the highest. 4 bedrooms, 2,800 square feet. So we're talking about a big space. 2 parking spots, luxury finishes, an elevator, beachfront view, marina. It's literally the marina is right there. The terrace, the pool, and everything else that you can imagine. They has 40 plus amenities. It's like first class hotel amenities. So think about living in a resort, but also again, your HOA will go accordingly. So if you have any questions about HOAs, we can have a one-on-one, and we can break down this project for you. But of course, if you don't have anybody in the gate and it's a self-managed building, is much different. Maybe you're paying $40 to $50 a month for your HOA in the townhomes we saw at the beginning. Here, probably you might be at the $400 or $500 per month, depending on for the HOA. We can double check, but you see the difference. One is 50, one might be 400. So keep that in mind. Luxury does come with the maintenance, 620,000 for an average of 1,500 square feet. We're talking about about $385 per square foot. But this is a beautiful project. Marquis Santo is a little bit farther away on getting the construction. We're talking maybe 2027, 2028. We'll check with the developer the dates. But it's a beautiful, beautiful unit, similar to Yucatán, but this is in the other side in Tel Chac. You can get 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 2,100 square feet, parking, all the 18 plus amenities, 24/7 security. kids club, pool, terrace, volleyball, beachfront views. So all the pools and gym, everything that you need is here. So you literally get here and you don't have to leave for unless and you want to go to the beach and it's right in front. It has elevator, of course. We're talking about the tickets $400,000 to $687,000 US dollars, and the size of these units are anywhere from 1,000 to 2,100 square feet, which brings the price down for the price per square foot to 324 to $424 per square foot. So we're talking about more luxury living, definitely on the price, but the amenities justify it. It's going to be a beautiful project. I think with that, that's the last one that I have. And I want to thank you for your time. If you want to contact me, this is my information. We put all these recordings in our YouTube. So if you go to Unicorn Properties, you can find us there and you can see all the recordings prior. We always do market analysis, different locations, not only in Merida, but also in Mexico. We're interviewing always different professionals in different locations so they can tell us more about their markets. And yeah, my Insta, my phone number is here. Again, if we can help you with anything or your clients in Mexico, we're very happy to do so. And with that, I finish. Open for questions. Hopefully, you're ready to move to Mexico with me because here in the north is a little cold.